Good morning, everyone. Thanks for joining us at 7. I'm Tracey McCain.
And I'm Caitlin Francis. Today is Tuesday. It's January 21st. We got a lot to talk about, lots of breaking news from early this morning. We'll get to in just a second. But it's a first alert weather day because of the bitter, brutal cold. So let's send things over to meteorologist Jill Gilardi for the latest. It looks nice out.
I know. I wanted to start with this. I know you usually it's like start with the first alert weather.
Well, no, I see the ice in there.
Yeah, there's chunks of ice. This kind of really tells a story. It is beautiful looking with the pretty pink in the sky, but yeah, it is super cold. 12 degrees right now in New London, and a west-northwest wind at 8 miles per hour is certainly creating a colder feel. Another pretty view, but look at those chunks of ice just kind of floating down the water. So yeah, we're expecting it to be brutally cold today and tomorrow, both first alert weather days. Again, the coldest air of the season, and then with any little bit of wind, it can create a wind chill at times 5 below or the extreme 15 below at times. So we're tracking those cold feeling temperatures. This is how it feels right now. If you were to step outside, 11 below, that's the winter right now in Salisbury. 8 below, not far behind that in Torrington, Waterbury. 8 below, 5 below in Putnam. So this is what we've been talking about. Just a little air movement goes a long way with these already very frigid temperatures. The feels like trend, this is not including those, northwest corner or northeast corner spots that will be feeling below zero, but single digits below zero feel throughout the early morning hours. Now, as clouds start to build in, that means we're not going to have as much sunshine, so it's not going to feel much warmer at all as we head through the afternoon with that feels like temperature in the lower teens, if not single digits. So yeah, we are bundling up and being safe from that cold, keeping everyone else safe, our house and our pets. We'll let you know, of course, when we're going to start to thaw things out here. That's coming up a little bit later, but let's get an update on traffic with Caitlin. Caitlin, I do want to mention, I did encounter some chunks of little ice still on some of the back roads.
Back and side roads. Yeah, it's a little slippery out there this morning. We're unfortunately seeing some issues pop up across the state. This first alert for you in Haddam. DOT is reporting a tractor trailer involved in an incident Route 9 northbound between exits 15 and 19. Left lane there is blocked off. Also following this breaking news, we have a road closure in East Granby. Olivia Schuler will have another update coming up in less than a minute here from the scene, but this has Route 189 closed between Holcomb Street and Old Farms Lane. Also a crash here, first alert in Hartford, 91 southbound between exits 28 and 26. Left and center lanes are blocked off, and you can see traffic is merging onto 91, which is making it a little bit more difficult for vehicles to kind of get around this. That merge is right off the Charter Oak Bridge from the 515 connector, and then the rest of the traffic flow from 91 trying to get over into that far right-hand lane. Let's quick check at your Connecticut Chevy First Alert traffic report, driven by your Connecticut Chevy dealers.
Right, we're on top of breaking news right now in East Granby, where crews have responded to a fire.
Your reporter Olivia Schuler just arrived there to Hartford Avenue in East Granby. Olivia, I'm sure it's a very difficult day for those first responders to be out there.
Yeah, Caitlin, extremely cold temperatures that they're dealing with right now to battle a structure fire. East Granby Fire Department tells us that parts of Route 189 are closed down. Holcomb Street and Old Farms Lane, that is Route 189. And you take a look at what we're seeing right now. You can see that there's several cones blocking off a good stretch of this road of Hartford Avenue. There are several fire engines that are still here. We are seeing some crews walk around in the area. Some of them do not have their helmets on, some do, which makes me believe that at this point they do have that fire under control, because there is no immediate rapid response right now. Everyone is starting to gather and bring hoses over to the trucks. We are noticing too that there is a tanker truck that is in this area from East Granby Fire. That leads us to believe that they may be struggling with their water source. Either the fire hydrant is frozen, or maybe they don't have a good source. So we are seeing one of their tanker trucks in the area as well. And Eversource crews are here too, so they are all hands on deck right now. RD Seymour School also behind us here. It's unclear at this time if this is going to impact any of school today or starting school off, so we'll continue to bring you updates, so make sure you stay with us. Your reporter in East Granby, Olivia Schuler, Channel 3 Eyewitness News.
Well, we're on top of another breaking story happening right now in Naugatuck, where a woman was badly burned in a fire.
Yeah, this all happened just after 2:30 this morning at Oak Terrace Senior Apartments. We're going to take a live look at that scene. You can see as the sun is now coming up, things are a little bit clearer and brighter. No active smoke or fire at this time, but this is the senior apartment complex where police found smoke and then a woman trapped inside.
So thankfully, crews were able to quickly put this fire out and rescue the woman. First responders took her to the burn center. And of course, we'll keep you updated once we learn how this fire started.
Well, it's 7:06. For most of the week, Connecticut's severe cold weather protocol will be in effect.
Your reporter, Marcy Jones, is breaking down how to protect yourself and your loved ones in these frigid cold temperatures.
That's right. Good morning, you guys. As we've been talking about all morning across the state, folks are waking up to absolutely frigid temps. And if you're not careful, you could fall victim to frostbite or even hypothermia. So here are some ways to avoid that. Health experts say when the mercury plunges, the best advice is to stay inside. However, not everyone has the luxury to do that. Some folks need to be or work outside. If you must be outdoors, make sure all exposed skin is covered and wear lots of layers. A hat, glove, and jacket are also advised. And if you're looking for a place to stay, our state's severe cold weather protocol is in effect, meaning their doors will be open 24/7 to keep as many people safe and warm as possible.
Those areas particularly prone to poor circulation would be tip of the nose, your fingers, your toes, your earlobes. Make sure everything is covered when you go outside in weather like this.
If you're looking for a shelter, just dial 211, and that protocol is in place until noon on Friday. Your reporter in Vernon, Marcy Jones, Channel 3 Eyewitness News.
This morning in Washington, a slew of new executive orders are in place after President Donald Trump took office.
Yeah, you can see here behind us a live look at the White House and the nation's capital this morning. Your Washington correspondent Stetson Miller has more on the president's first directives.
President Trump issued dozens of executive orders on his first day in office, including on border security, energy, and more. Just after Donald Trump became the 47th president of the United States, he began signing numerous executive orders to try to quickly follow through on campaign promises. One of the most notable, an order to pardon nearly all January 6th Capitol attack defendants, which includes about 1,500 people.
These people have been destroyed. What they've done to these people is outrageous. There's rarely been anything like it in the history of our country.
He also signed other executive orders that temporarily halt the TikTok ban and DEI programs, withdraws the U.S. from the Paris Climate Accord, declares a national emergency at the U.S.-Mexico border, and another that attempts to end birthright citizenship.
This next order relates to the definition of birthright citizenship under the 14th Amendment of the United States.
Good. That's a good one. Birthright. That's a big one.
Legal challenges are expected for several of the president's new acts.
And President Trump also signed a bunch of executive orders. He's offered clemency to roughly 1,500 people who were charged in the January 6th Capitol attack.
The president also made multiple decisions tied to his America First agenda, including pulling the U.S. out of the World Health Organization and renaming the Gulf of Mexico the Gulf of America.
The federal government will now officially recognize two genders, just male and female.
The president has also paused the TikTok ban for 75 days as his administration works to find a U.S. buyer for the popular app.
And as Kate just mentioned, President Trump did offer clemency to 1,500 defendants who either committed crimes on January 6th or faced charges. And we've been kind of digging deeper into how this controversial decision could impact people in our state. So we know that at least 12 people from Connecticut were charged in connection with the insurrection, including two men who were convicted of violent crimes. Patrick McCauley of Ridgefield was sentenced to 7 years in jail after he slammed a police officer into a door frame with a stolen riot shield. You can see it in this footage right here. Richard Markey of Wolcott pled guilty also to assaulting law enforcement with a weapon. Now, some defendants from Connecticut were still waiting to be sentenced in these cases, but all of the cases now are really up in the air, and it's possible, perhaps likely, that they'll all be part of these sweeping presidential pardons. We'll keep you posted. Live at the First Alert Desk, I'm Roger Suzanne and Caitlin Tracy. I'll send it back to you.
All right, some good news as you head out the door this morning. The exit 29 ramp is now back open on Route 9 in Cromwell after a tractor trailer crash and fuel spill.
The ramp was closed for hours after 2,700 gallons of diesel fuel spilled. Didn't reopen until just after 4 o'clock this morning. Police, though, they say thankfully no one was hurt.
And in Seymour this morning, a man is in custody accused of stabbing 2 people and killing one of them.
Officers arrested this man. You see him here on your screen, Christopher Stanley Jr. of New York. Police say eyewitnesses identified him. He's now being charged with murder.
Police say the stabbing happened at a home on Aurelis Farms Road, and that's when they say Stanley stabbed and killed Razem Turner. A woman is also hurt, but should be okay.
Police in New Haven investigating the first homicide of the year.
Yeah, they say it happened Sunday afternoon on Shepherd Street. Police say someone shot and killed a 26-year-old food delivery driver, then stole his car.
We don't know if the delivery actually happened and this is just, a crime of opportunity, or if someone was specifically sort of targeting the driver. We're not sure. It's a terrible thing. Here's this guy, he's just trying to do his job, and he's killed. So it's senseless.
Investigators say the car was found not too far from that scene, but you're asked to call police if you know anything about this incident.
Crews in Brantford this morning trying to figure out what started a deadly fire there. Firefighters say it happened at a home on North Ivy Street.
Crews were able to knock down those flames. They did find that one person inside dead. That person has not been identified.
To Newington now, where police are charging 2 people in a kidnapping case.
Officers recently arrested Amanda DiTomaso and Tylone Graham. You see them both here, and they're both from New Britain. Investigators say they held a woman for 2 days against her will. This all happened back in October, and then forced her to withdraw money from an ATM.
Newington police say the suspects and the woman knew each other, and this was not a random kidnapping.
It's 7:12 now. This morning, a woman from Westbrook was arrested for stalking after a complaint from a local school district.
Well, police say in this case, 35-year-old Alicia Davis sent, quote, alarming emails to a school official at Regional District 4 over the last 2 months. She turned herself in Friday and was released on bond. She's back in court next month.
Well, take a look here. If you can turn your attention to the screen, we've got some scary moments there, Tracy.
Yeah, scary moments on the road in Old Saybrook as a driver now facing multiple charges, including DUI and wrong way driving. We have some video here on your screen where the state police dash cam video shows a trooper driving on Route 9 South Saturday when you can see this wrong way driver coming right down the highway. The trooper turned on their sirens, blocked the driver off. She's been identified as Patricia Shanahan of Naugatuck. State police say she was driving drunk and failed a sobriety test.
We'll take some extra time to warm up your vehicle today on this first alert weather day, and we're in the layers. Protect your skin because it feels brutally cold out there. Some spots you're talking about that sub-zero feel as low as 11 below in Salisbury, 8 below the feel in Waterbury and Torrington. So some rough stuff on your skin today, and remember to keep those pets warm too. And as we take a look at the forecast, if you're brave enough to go for a walk today, well, it gets a tiny bit better, the feel this afternoon, feeling in the teens with increasing clouds. We have plenty of snow out there on the ground and a clear sky to start off the morning hours. Still quite a significant departure compared to normal, the snow situation here. In an area that pretty much never gets snow, or very, very rarely, an area across Louisiana especially. We're talking about folks that weren't alive before the 60s. You're talking about snow that hasn't occurred there since that time period, the amount that is. So yeah, crazy stuff there. The cold, we'll let you know when that's going to skedaddle coming up here very shortly.